Alright guys, so our next task here that we're gonna get into is cleaning out your fridge and freezer, sort of like we did with the pantry on one of our recent videos. But we're gonna throw away all the outdated food first, then we're gonna go ahead and go in and clean it, and then also change out filters and things like that if you need to. So we'll kind of show you what to do here.
So we just went on vacation, so we already cleaned out most of our leftovers, but we had this last night, so I'm definitely gonna eat this later. So we're gonna put that to the side. And then if we want to look, let's see.
One good thing to do would be to go through and take out everything and look at all the dates one by one, make sure everything's up.
A little bit moldy, so we're just gonna put that away.
So there we go. We already found something that was a little moldy, probably from when we were on vacation. So that's something you could divvy up to your pets or throw away, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Technically, like expired food, you're not technically, I don't think, gonna get sick from eating it. It just tastes bad, and so most people just will throw it away or give it to their pets. But that's kind of personal preference. If you want a chance to eating it or you're not, might not taste the best. But
so once you do go through all your food, as we just showed you, then
look at
look at everything, and at the bottom, either on these trays or on these here, these actually come out. You can clean them, but we'll just kind of show you what to do. You're going to go ahead and spray them with cleaner, or take them out, wash them off in your sink, however you want to go about doing that. Becca's got her little homemade vinegar here that we'll go ahead and spray on one of these. And so I'll just get the paper towel wet, get that nice and sprayed down, and then we'll wipe down the shelves, because things, if you want to take over here for a sec. So I'm gonna let Becca go ahead and wipe that out for a sec while I explain this. So when you have foods or soda that spills, something like that, you're gonna get some stuff that is residue left over. So that's why you'll go ahead and just clean it out and make sure it doesn't start to stink and things like that. Nothing's molding in your fridge. Just make sure everything's nice and clean.
expired sour cream.
Just keep finding more stuff. So.
Smell it. It's really sour
Nasty.
cream today.
And then you're gonna go ahead and move on to the freezer and do the exact same thing with the freezer. So another thing you're gonna wanna do here with the fridge as you're cleaning it is look at the seal. So if you wanna go ahead and open that and just kinda...
My fridge? The fridge?
Yep. And so the fridge and the freezer, most likely if they're a double unit like this,
This is a little nasty.
they're gonna have this rubber seal here, which you're gonna wanna get in and make sure there's nothing blocking that that's
sticky.
causing the seal not to seal properly, I guess. So you're gonna wanna go through and make sure that that's all clean, maybe run a paper towel through there with some cleaner, clean up the sides, just, make it look nice so that it seals properly. And then once you're done with the fridge and the freezer, you're gonna wanna go ahead and also look at your filter situation, which it should show in your owner's manual. There's just so many different types of...
Well, and I just learned that we had filters in our
Yeah,
fridge,
we haven't changed ours in the couple years that we've had it, so you're going to want to look at that, which we'll get into here in a minute where ours are. But especially if you have your water lines hooked up here with your ice cubes and your water, you're going to want to clean out this bottom tray, and you're also going to want to find where your filter is. There could actually even be multiple filters, so you're going to want to go ahead and find out where those are, get those cleaned or changed if you need to. That's really important.
we also too learned that there's a condensation tray underneath the fridge too, where condensation will live. I had no clue that there was even such a thing, but that can create mold and bacteria that can make your system nasty as well.
Apparently condensation lives down there, so check on that. Just another thing with when you're in there actually cleaning out your fridge and your freezer, you're going to want to check the temperature. It kind of goes unnoticed sometimes, but our fridge was like freezing things at one point, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like, what's going on? Well, there's a little temperature up here, and ours is electronic, so it just goes by numbers. You press up or down for temperature, and then it says to allow 24 hours for the adjustment of the temperature. Yours might have a dial or something that could get bumped, and maybe your temperature could change, so you just want to make sure that that's where it needs to be, or where it's recommended for your owner's manual. Another thing is when we were cleaning this out, we were using paper towel. When we found out in our owner's manual it said maybe you shouldn't use a paper towel, maybe you should use a cloth or a rag. So that's what we'll do for the rest of it. Also, our filter is up in the top right corner of our fridge, we found out. You push it in and you can actually pull it out and remove it. But ours, you actually have to buy a new filter, which some you should be able to see how dirty it actually is, which ours we can't. So
ours is fairly new too, so we trust that it's fine.
We've only had ours for a little over a year or two,
yeah.
so it should be okay. That might be something we look at in the future. So another tip here with the fridge and the freezers, for our specific unit, since it's newer, there is no back coils or anything. There's no way to access the inside of all the condensers and things, except for at the very bottom in the front.
We popped this doohickey off, which is so dirty. Like,
I don't know if
this
you
is
can see
only
from here.
this is only like a year or two old, and
Maybe
it's
two.
so disgusting.
And it's
Like,
nasty.
I
So we need
consider
to,
myself a clean person, but ugh,
yeah, it's just something you
not
don't think
clean.
about. So we need to not only wipe this down, get the front clean, but also get maybe a shop vac or a vacuum back in there and vacuum out as much of that dust and stuff as you can, because it will actually get on the condensers and things like that inside here. And then your energy bill, I believe it said you could go up $6 to $8 a month if it's not properly clean.
We also have a chest freezer, and so we're down in our basement with our chest freezer. The main thing that you want to check for is the seals. We haven't had this one for that long, so it's not really super dirty. It's a little bit of crap here, but you want to make sure the seals are looking good, and obviously that everything is still frozen, which it is. And then we can take everything out and sort it and make sure that if anything's expired, then we could either eat it first or get rid of it or save it for the dogs. There also is a filter on this thing as well. We were reading our owner's manual to find out where it was, but yeah, so you can
And
read
if it
that
needs
as
to
well.
be replaced.
But did I forget anything?
I think just the temperature as well, but she kind of said make sure everything's frozen essentially in the chest freezer, but there is a minimum and a maximum setting. We have ours at max, and it seems to keep things
Frozen.
cold. So that's kind of the main thing, is the seals, the filters, making sure everything's still going to be edible when you get in there to eat it. So I think that's it for the chest freezer, and that should cover everything in our house. So yeah. And anyways, so that's kind of the general gist with the fridge and freezer, and you're going to want to do that for as many as you have in the house, and then we'll be good. We can move on to our next task.